being outside of the social mainstream. I always felt that my entire life. Forgive me, y'all, the second video I ran out of space, so that's why I had to do a part 2. You see? So you grow to that point where you realize that, yo, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, why is everybody else getting along with each other and look like they having a good time? And as soon as I say something, it's like the sirens come on or something. Woo, woo, you're not supposed to. You ever seen that? Like, you just sit back and watch. You got to watch the behavior of these people, man. I just sit back and study how these people move. You know, I don't stop what I'm doing to study them, but I see. I'll be multitasking. I see what they doing. I see how they get down. You see what I'm saying? And it comes to this point, man, where you have to accept the fact that you are living amongst the unsold. The unsold and the sold people that live on this planet. The two cannot occupy the same space together and have a peaceful interaction. I don't get along with people because I don't get along with people. I get what I got to get from people and I bounce. That's what I do. Because when your spirit is different, it's going to create a clash. You see what I'm saying? People are spirits at the end of the day. And you don't have to know what a bad odor is for you to know that something don't smell good. You ever had something in your refrigerator too long and you open it up? You don't know exactly what it is. You got to search to find out what is this rotten smell coming from. So then you finally locate where the rotten smell is coming from. That's how your senses work. Even your spiritual senses. You detect something isn't right. You don't have to be able to put your finger upon it. That'll come over time. Eventually you'll find out what it is, because everything that's in the dark comes out to the light. So eventually you'll be able to place your finger on it. But regardless, you detected something wasn't right. You see what I'm saying? And knowing is half of the battle. Executing what you know is the other half of the battle. So these HPBs, when they look at you, they know something ain't right. Just like when you look at them, you know something isn't right. Your presence is different from theirs. Their presence is different from yours. You walk differently from them. You speak differently from them. You eat different foods from them. Everything you do is different from them. That's right. See, an HPB will have a certain kind of voice. They can't mimic the true creation. They can have voices, but the voices of a person that is sold, their voice frequency even gives a certain vibration to it. Somebody that don't have a soul, you can even hear it in their voice box when they speak that something is not right with them. They can be saying all of the right words and everything. I'm so good at it. I can hear who a person is through the way their sneeze sound. Yeah, I've did that before. If a person's sneeze don't sound right, I can tell, man. Your spirit has a built-in system of warning. You have a built-in warning system that's placed inside of you when you have a soul. That's how you'll be able to know things, man. You got to be able to pick up on the small details, the small mannerisms. See, people, I read in between the lines of what people do. People are smart enough to communicate certain words. People pick up on how to be deceptive. Children, they come out raw. Just straight up, they just give it to you how it is. But over time, we develop deceptiveness. We learn how to be deceptive. The nature around us teaches us how to be deceptive. The first thing that we are taught is that we are naked. We don't have clothes on. That's the first time a child really questions their behavior. When a child is first born in this world, it's nothing for a child to run around without a pamper. The child doesn't start saying, I'm naked. People who have become infected with what is naked and what's not naked, they the ones who point that out to the child. Inherently, the child doesn't inherit that type of consciousness to look at himself in the mirror and say, I'm naked. Because, again, when a soul comes into this world, it's free from any judgment. Okay? So that soul is taught right and wrong and things like that. And then you have the HPB that comes into this world. The HPB, guess what? They grow up with a encoded DNA to be what they become. Because I've said it before, your life story is also in your DNA. Your very life story is also encoded in your DNA. So where you end up in life, that was also encoded in your DNA. But even an HPB child, he is taught that he is naked as well. But the difference between the two, the one that has the soul and the one who doesn't have the soul, is the one that has the soul, he has the ability to question why things operate the way they do around him. And he has the ability, like myself, to question things and to decide for himself what he's going to do about it once he finds out. Is he going to break free from it, or is he going to stay within it? You see, a HPB is pretty much just like an ant. They operate like an ant. You see ants in an ant colony, they don't go against the programmed way an ant's supposed to be. And that's where we separate from them. They come out innocent as well, but they just don't have the ability to break free or to alarm other people like I'm doing about the setup that we live in. So they just follow suit and do everything the same way. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can have an HPB that can have talents. They can have musical talents. They can know how to dance. But everything they do, it suits the HPB system. So all of their songs will be to the tune of pop culture. Their dances, everything they do, it goes right in tune with the HPB realm. But when one of us have talents, like myself, we say things and do things that goes against the grain. So we'll make music that goes against the grain. We do everything that goes against the grain. They do everything that goes with the grain. That's the separation. But the doubt comes in when you get caught up in the illusion of same and the illusion of difference. You get what I'm saying? The illusion of same will tell you, well, this HPB, he looks like me. He has arm, leg, arm, head. So that stuff left side of the brain saying, that's not true. These just people, man. They just getting up, living a life just like everybody else. It's no secret agenda or no conspiracy to lock people up within a social norm of things. Left side of the brain is just making this up. It's no such thing as no illusion of same. Me and this person is the same. We both bleed the same color red blood. So that means he is a human going through the same thing like me. He doesn't have no secret objective that he's not telling me about. Shut up, left side of the brain. You're lying. You're just making this up. That's just you. you got voices in your head telling you all of this stuff. That's not true what you're saying. Just shut up, left side of the brain. Yeah, that's what your mind will want to tell you. But that's not true. What I'm telling you is the truth. These laws that I tell you about, they are the fundamental laws that keeps this thing together. Go back and watch the 6 laws that governs the human prison bar realm. The illusion of same, the illusion of difference. Go back and watch those things that we've spoke of. That's what keeps this thing in operation. The law of ignorance. Being ignorant, it only helps them. You see? And if there is no human prison bar realm, then why is the world in the shape that it's in? You know why? Because the majority of the people support it. They got to get the majority of the people upon the same bandwagon, and that's how they keep. Because look, if the majority of the people was like me, the world wouldn't be the way that it is. Numbers don't lie. And the byproduct of numbers don't lie. So the byproduct of the majority of people not being like myself, the byproduct of that is this world that we live in. If most people were like me, who thought like this, guess what? The byproduct would be a different world than the one that we live in. This world, they force you to be a certain kind of way. That's why they don't say, when you come into this world, how many of you want to live on this side of the world where you don't have to use money and you can live off the land and we won't fuck with y'all over there? And how many of y'all want to live in the present system where you have to use money, where LGBTQ is promoted and everything like that? Let's get a show of hands. It doesn't happen like that. You come into a world where the laws are already established. So that means that democracy thing, it's a farce. It's not true anyway, because democracy is not the perfect system. The voting system is not the perfect system. I'm going to tell you why. Because the people that are born into it, they have to come into something that's already set in motion before you got a chance to put your 2 cents in. Somebody else already put their 2 cents in. You get what I'm saying? So you living within something that was pre-voted, pre-mandated before you even got into this world. So how is that the most justice system? True justice would be, I come into a place and I get to be a part of the voting body before they decide for me. So that's why democracy is not the 100% best form of government. Because it's mob rule at the end of the day. The majority rules. So the majority can be saying the wrong thing. And guess what? They voted for it. It's more of them than you. So what you going to do about it? See what I'm saying? So all in all, man, like, it's nothing we can do about it except best you can do in this life is just get the understanding. Stick to yourself. Watch left side of the brain. And pray that this thing comes crumbling down. That's all we can do at this point. Nothing else we can do. Nothing else we can say. Stop having babies by all means necessary. Even if you slipped up and got a baby, don't have any more. That's my advice to you. Everything out here, man, is pointless. We live for the benefit of somebody else. Why you think they trying to, you know, they got a cure for that coronavirus? Why would anybody try to find a cure for anything? Think about that. If we all are meant to die anyway, then why are they trying to find a cure for some epidemic? You know why? Because people only want to keep you alive for their benefit. I thought about that. I was like, why would somebody want to keep somebody else alive? For the benefit of slavery. Everybody is a slave to the system. Even the slave owners were a slave to the very system that permitted actual human slavery. Everybody is a slave in this world. And the only reason why somebody want to keep you alive is for their benefit. Because the human prison bar system, see, when they put out a coronavirus, they're going to give you the cure eventually. Because their whole purpose, again, the human prison bar system is what? Parasitical in nature. It feeds off of ego. Their whole life is about ruling over somebody else. So they're going to keep you alive. They get a thrill off of seeing you suffer slowly. A slow, torturing, miserable life. The people who run this world, that's what they benefit from. That's what the whole prison bar system is built upon. Misery loves company. Have you ever heard that? Misery loves company. So they may kill off some people, but guess what? They're not going to kill everybody. Because if they kill everybody, they kill themselves. Because the host, the parasite, it needs a host to feed from. Just like a mosquito. If there are no warm-bodied, if there are no warm-blooded people walking around for mosquitoes to suck blood from, guess what? The mosquitoes, they die. They go extinct. They need something to feed from. So that's why they're not going to kill everybody. They just got to keep everything at a certain population control. That's what it boils down to. Too many people is too much to control. They got to keep it at a certain level. You get what I'm saying? They got to keep everything at a certain level and everything at a certain pace. If a movement is growing too strong, guess what? They got to do something to alleviate the problem. That's what they do. They sit back. Their job is to control you. While you at work, somebody is controlling you. While you sleeping, camcorders are recording you. They don't go to sleep. They're constantly on their job. You spend money to survive. They don't spend money to survive. There's people in this world that got so much money that $1 million to them is like pennies. So when you get that much wealth, money is not even an object. Money is nothing. It's a non-existent thing. Yeah, they have it in their bank account, but they got so much of it. They got so many liquid assets. They can do any and everything. It's nothing for them to spend money. So at that level, you become the money. At that level, they determine who is rich amongst them. You know, the people where they got that kind of money and control over people. They rank each other based upon how many humans do I have under my control. Now you're getting into the demonic level of it. On the spiritual side of it, those demonic people, you are the money that goes into their bank account. They get rich by you selling out your soul. So your soul is the new form of currency for the people who exceed that material wealth. They don't care about little pennies and let me show you. This type of stuff, that don't mean nothing to them. Once you reach a certain level, that's pennies to them. Once you reach a certain level, they focused upon your soul is the new currency. How many people have we sacrificed? How many people have we ate? Literally, they eat people. That's the new thing. Then they get awarded based upon how many souls have they taken under. Because at that point, they working for spiritual entities that you don't even see with the naked eye. That's the level they working at. You get what I'm saying? So the depths of this thing, man. Y'all don't realize the severity of this thing, man. But they keep the majority of people in the dark about it. And that's where left side of the brain comes in. Hope y'all enjoyed today's lesson. I didn't want to do 2 parts to this, but I ended up having to do 2 parts. Don't even know what I'm going to title this yet. But hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do that. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the likes button. That helps propel our videos in YouTube. It'll bring us more viewers. I'm working on a book. The book should be done by April, sometime in April. So y'all be looking out for that. The book is dropping. We got clothing merchandise dropping. We got all of that stuff. Because like I told y'all, this is 2020. And this is the year of 2020 vision. And I'm going to keep bringing that heat. You keep supporting, I'm going to keep bringing that heat. How about that? That's our deal. You keep supporting. You keep liking the videos. You keep bringing new subscribers. Left side of the brain will keep bringing that heat for the Jaguar Nation. Until we do this thing again, signing out, Jaguars up.